that old school thing of football of the superstar, the dribbler, the guy with the Salini and technique, it may be dying because we're not going into systems now. So Messi represents the football from the olden days. UCL winner, multiple times. Copa America winner, leagues winner, multiple times. And he's won the World Cup. I needed just to sleep on it. I needed to sleep on it and to really sort of consume what has just happened. It was a monumental day on Twitter because I think anybody who's been watching this channel, you know that I am about the footballing truth and the hallmarks of football. And for so long, people kept bullying me and saying, "Oh, no, Messi's the GOAT, Messi's the GOAT, Messi's the GOAT." I said, like, how can you be the GOAT without winning the World Cup? Copa America, cool. How can you be the GOAT without winning the World Cup? Because the World Cup, that is the biggest competition. And I think, so those of you who sort of were like, oh, blah, blah, can you now see why the World Cup means so much? Can you now see why the World Cup is that dude? And the World Cup really is the zenith and the precipice and the pinnacle of football. Shout out to the UCL. Shout out to the Karabuki. Shout out to the King Charles Invitation. Shout out to all those guys. Shout out to Lugo. But there is a reason why people give their blood, give their blood for the World Cup. There's a reason why. So, Messi. People have been saying that, half hope. What are you waiting for? He's done it. What you've always wanted from him, he has finally done it. So what is there to say? But I want to just sort of build things up before really give that my assessment. Because you have to say to yourself that how did Messi get here? To win a World Cup isn't just about talent. And I think that's maybe something that Messi has learnt with age. I think when we look at 2010, 2014, Messi just believed that by virtue of my incredible talent that he knew he had, I can win. Well, we're a pretty good team. Just put my talent in there, we can say what's up. But the issue with that is, sorry. But the issue with that is, that talent alone isn't enough to win a WC. And I think for Messi, something changed within him mentally, because winning a World Cup is about personality. Talent is maybe like 20%, it's 80% who are you. Not whether you can score free kicks, you can dribble or do all that kind of stuff. 80% of winning a World Cup is about who are you? Who are you? How far can you go? How much can you struggle? Can you go to the depths and the recesses of your soul to Gid? Because it's about Gid. It was always about Gid. So I think what Messi realized in his older age is, I can't come into this World Cup with the Barca Messi. My talent will just say, what's up? I've got to change things. I've got to adjust things, and I've got to tweak things. And I think one of those things that he tweaks on a physical tip was, what should we call it? The penalty taking. Because for a long time, he felt and he believed that, okay, no, let me just hit it hard. But if you see, he actually changed his penalty technique, knowing that, no, if another penalty comes, I've got to put it away. I can't just rely on chance. This is my last opportunity now. So I can't just be like, it's a penalty, let me just hit hope and then go with it. No, I have to now, okay, what does Neymar do? What does Balotelli do? What does Mendes do? What did the great penalty takers do? They wait for the keeper to move and then they make that thing. And for Messi, he's like, I know I'm good enough. I'm confident enough in my ability to do what Neymar, Balotelli, and Mendes to do. Bricks can't do that. Bricks just hit it hard and low. Don't wait for the keeper to move or else he'll just screw up. But I think, what we saw from what Messi did is Because again, for 2014, I told you, he ghosted in the knockout stages. I mean, he was here and everything, but he mostly ghosted, specifically in the quarters, semis, and in the final. But I think what was different about this World Cup was, I think Messi realized, okay, he realized the urgency of this situation and how, because he's a religious guy, he was like, no, God has given you a rare second opportunity to say what's up. And he's like, you know what? I can't screw up this opportunity. So how I was thinking in 2014, I can't think about it right now in 2022. I've got to come at it or at a whole different tip. So I think he realized that this is about kid. I don't have to perform well. I don't have to dribble 300 billion guys. When that opportunity rises, can I get past dude, give it to Alvarez? Can I get past dude, give it to Lautaro Martinez? Can I get past dude, score that goal? Can I find that little gap, put that ball into the bottom left, bottom right, hand corner? What can I do to help my team? So, and that's what he was able to do. He was able just to it's about figuring it out. You know, like a World Cup is not just about talent. Because I kept telling guys that, oh my gosh, look at how good Spain, look at how good Brazil look. Winning a World Cup isn't about looking amazing and playing amazing football. If so, Argentina would have won in 2006, Brazil would have won in 1982, and Germany would have won in 2010. It's about gid. Just find a way, because all about the World Cup, it's not about how you get it done. It's about getting it done. No one remembers about how you get it done. It's about, did you win? Yes or no? And that's all that matters. So let's come down to the convo right now. UCL winner, multiple times. Copa America winner, leagues winner multiple times. And he's won the World Cup. And he's been the best player at the World Cup. Yeah, I would say he has been the best player at the World Cup. So if someone was asked to ask the half, who is the GOAT? Basketball's GOAT is Michael Jordan. Tennis's GOAT now. I say Federer, people will say it's Nadal. Well, let's see what Djokovic does. If Djokovic can complete the whole system, it may be Djokovic in a few years' time. You already know swimming. That's oh gosh, what was his name again? Oh damn, I've forgotten his name. Oh, I've forgotten this. The Olympian who's won all these medals. Maybe it will come to me. But almost every sport has a GOAT. Some people say for boxing, it may be Mayweather, it may be even Muhammad Ali. But you know, is he the GOAT? Is he the GOAT? Because basically, to answer that, you have to say to yourself that, okay, what do you define as the GOAT? What parameters do you use as a GOAT? And this is where it gets really tricky now. Because if your parameter is, okay, how good you are and your talent, okay. If your parameter is whether you've completed the set and won all the tasks, okay. If it's consistency, okay. If it's impact, okay. And here's the thing, to even add this onto it and so forth. I think for a long time, we had this whole Messi, Ronaldo, back and forth. And I actually do believe that the football gods took hold here. Because I've always said that there was never a debate that the footballing great, the footballing dude is Messi. Cristiano is the goal scorer. But the special, like when Messi first came through, I remember me and my brother both said that, actually, can an amazing player really be called Messi? Because that doesn't have the kind of sexy of like a Ronaldo or a Maradona. But me and my brother, when we first saw Messi, we knew that, yeah, this is the guy. We knew he was like, you just know that this is the guy. Cristiano, cool and everything, but Messi was the guy. He was the guy. So, because I just felt like that debate, I just felt it's cheapened football and it's cheapened football aficionados like myself who are like, no, we know Messi's the guy. So why are you trying to promote this debate that is anti-football for those that know football? You're just doing this because it's cool and you're doing it for clicks. Hence why I think I've only made like 2 Messi Ronaldo videos solely focusing on just Messi and Ronaldo. I've only done 2 among the thousands upon thousands and thousands of videos that I've done over the years. I've been thinking longer than I had. You know, like literally I've throughout the night, throughout the day, I've just been playing it through my head. I've just been playing Messi's career through my head because he has the talent, he has the consistency, he has the impact, um, and he's done it. He's done it. He's won it all. And not only has he won it all, he's been a big reason how they won it all. He's a big reason why Barca won those Champions Leagues, hence why Pep still hasn't won one without him. He was a big reason Argentina won the Copa America. Despite him not showing up in the final, he was a big reason they won the Copa America. And we also up in the World Cup, he was a massive, huge reason why they won the World Cup. So, and I think this is the best way to do it. You may have your greatest. Like my GOAT, my great, I will still say is debate between Maradona and Ronaldo. But I'll still say Maradona because of the tangibles, the intangibles of what he was. Not it's his talent, his character, and what he did for Napoli. So I apply the dot argument because of what he did in '86 for Argentina, their first World Cup outside of Argentina, and what he did for Napoli, a team who had won nothing. So him elevating guys who had won nothing and really had no football heritage, I think is what is as his greatness, that he single-handedly created an Argentina dynasty. He single-handedly gave Napoli their trophies. So that for me is his greatness, is his dud argument, and he did so much with so little. You know, because Maradona, he did so much with so little. So that's why I was just saying, like, based on what he did for Napoli and Argentina in '86, because that '86 team was nothing like this Argentina team right now, which is actually a very talented team. Alvarez is going to be a bad boy. But if we're being objective, and this is a perfect example. If someone didn't know anything about football, it's okay, who is football's GOAT? And you bring a Messi and you be like, this guy is one of the most talented players we've ever seen. Based on pure talent, he's one of the most talented players we've ever seen. This guy has broken some records that may never ever be broken again. I don't think anyone is breaking that calendar year record ever again. I'm not sure whether anybody scores 5 goals from open play in a UCL game ever again. We will never, ever, ever in our lifetime, I don't know about before, we will never, ever in our lifetime see a player as consistent as Messi. He is the most consistent player I've ever seen in terms of quality and playing at a high level for over 10 years. We've never seen anything like that, and we'll never see anything like that for Messi. And when you now add in the trophies he's won, the major trophies, a league title, a Champions League, scoring in a UCL final, great performances in UCL finals and in Champions Leagues, what he's done in Copa America, how he's been in that Copa America tournament, one of the best players, and what he's done in the big granddaddy of them all, the World Cup. Objectively, you've got to say Messi. Like, it's Messi. Like, what other objective arguments can you bring in? Because anything you're bringing in is now your opinion. Now, because I think for Maradona, I'm using my own specific parameters of like how I view things. But if we're dealing with objective truth, stuff that is an absolute, that says, okay, push your opinions to one side, what is a wholesome consensus? It's Messi. And here's the thing. I think it's good. Because right now, let the debates now be about football. Let the debate now be about, can Pep win a UCL without Messi? Can Chelsea get their 5th UCL? Yes. Can Chelsea get their 5th UCL crown? What can United do with Ten Hag? Can Napoli win a league title without your boy? What can Bayern now do? Let's now have other football conversations. But let's enjoy Messi. Let's enjoy his last phase, and let us be privileged in saying that we have lived in a time where we have seen the greatest player. Because we didn't live through the Pele time. We didn't live through the Maradona time. But we have literally, well, some of you may be too young, but I can say that I saw the very start of his career, because I was watching football before Messi was even a thought. So I saw the very start of his career, and I've seen him throughout his career, his best days and his worst days. So and for me, my thing is, so guys were like, oh no, why is it? Messi being the GOAT is good for football. Because that's why I said, like, that is, for me, I can have my preferences, but if it's Messi to go, that's good for football. I prefer Zola. I prefer Zola. I'll always prefer R9 will always be my favorite player of all time. No matter what, R9 will always be my favorite player of all time. And I think Maradona is the GOAT in my view. But if you say, no, Messi is he's football's GOAT, I'm like, that's cool. Because of how good he is. And Messi is a great advert for football. Because Messi, he himself said that old school thing of football of the superstar, the dribbler, the guy with the Salini and technique, it may be dying because we're not going into systems now. So Messi represents the football from the olden days. Because Messi is Maradona reborn. And Messi was trying to emulate Maradona. That's the key thing. Messi didn't care about Cristiano Ronaldo. He never had him in his thoughts. Messi's focus was always about Maradona. LeBron's focus has always been about Jordan. LeBron has always been about, can I emulate Jordan? Messi was always about, can I emulate Maradona? That was what it was about. And it is what it is, man. But comments, have your views. But what I'll say, though, is this. He dropped a three-piece. And he did dunk on him. So can we fully give him the title when a young buck in his early 20s dropped a three-piece and the most clutch three-piece ever in a World Cup final? Because could Mbappe make this convo very interesting in the years to come? How about it, guys?